guys, we're going to do Nick Styles and James Slipper first, and then we're going to bring Simon in a minute for embargo until Sunday. So, he wants to say that down the barrel, so the producers have it.
So guys, we've just got, we'll start with Nick and James, and I'll go and find some.
He can have his own one.
Well, here's a bit rough Red. Is he clocked off already?
What, Jim?
Yeah.
Still filing, mate.
He's still filing.
Tough one.
Oh, mate, tough one for you blokes. Jeez.
Yeah, it gets pretty tough up there with pizza.
Oh, Vince. Is there cans up there as well, or is it just pizza?
Cameras all good? Shots? Yes? Okay. We'll get underway.
Nick, were you sort of concerned with the early error rate and in that first half?
Yeah, it was, you know, as a coach, you go through all the scenarios that you can leading into a game, like where are we vulnerable, what have I got to cover off on, and you know, the one thing I probably was concerned about coming into this game was our desire to play too much football early in that first 20 minutes, and you know, not play field position, and unfortunately that happened. But it's a good lesson for us to learn. You know, it's round one. We've fought hard, we've got to win, and you know, we can progress moving forward.
Was it like it slipped? It was slippery? Was it tricky? Or was it just a few combinations weren't quite working?
Yeah, the conditions were tough, but that's no excuse. We came in here wanting to play well, and you know, it was pretty obvious it was a bit scrappy there, especially in the first half. Look, I think we were pretty excited to get out there and play, and I think at times we were probably too excited. We probably played a little bit too much and pushed the odd ball and that sort of thing, but you kind of expect that in round one, and you know, we're up against a tough team, and I think the most important thing is we got the win.
Did you expect it to gel better than it did, or was that sort of how you felt it would go in terms of the new combinations you have in the team?
Look, you'd love to gel a bit better, but it's round one. You probably don't want to be playing your best footy in round one, but I think the most important thing we did tonight is win the game. We can obviously work on the combinations through training, and now that we kind of played, you know, a full round of games, you know, we can take the positives and negatives out of that and move on to the Western Force for next week.
So was the Samu picked up sort of right where he left off from last year with the double win try, and he needed those two tries as well?
Yeah, it was the pleasing thing when we scored our tries was that was the football that we'd planned going into this game that we wanted to play. You know, we really felt we needed to carry hard through the middle on them, and I was really pleased with the forwards and the job they did in carrying that ball through the middle of the field into tough defence, and we sort of bent the line there, and then we wanted to play to the next pot of forwards and then look to get out the back of them and beat them on the edge, and I think we did that pretty well and scored a couple of nice tries, but just probably not enough. Would have made it a bit easier in the box, but listen, I'll take that win any day.
Was it not a slightly about sticking to those basics, those two Samu tries in particular, were just off the back of scrums or front football rather than the stuff out the back that the backs were sort of not getting right in the first half? Is that sort of the difference for you guys, do you think?
Oh, definitely. The more we can play with some simplicity on the front foot, we're going to be a better side. But listen, you know, you got to understand this side's come together in the last couple of weeks in terms of our combinations, and to think that we had the courage and the character to stick at it, and even when it got bad, we stuck through it and we played some good footy on the back of that. And I just think the most important thing was how tough the boys went today. Like, we didn't hit the lead till we scored that try, and what minute was that? The 75th minute or something like that. That's the first time we hit the lead, and And to win those tight games and show character like that, it's what you build, success off. And we'll get more out of coming here and didn't play as pretty a football as we wanted to, but we'll get more out of that tough win and the understanding and the belief within the group that we can get better each week, and you don't win the Melbourne Cup in January, do you? So you're not going to win the Super Rugby title in January. But what we've done is win the first game, and a game there's no way we would have won the last few years.
I was about to say, was that a game that you think you would have won the last few years?
Oh mate, we fell behind, numerous times. We were never in front, and the character to stick at it, and then to see. The guys come off the bench and Isaac Rodder and Andrew Reddy and Adam Korshik, what a game. Just to see the performances of these guys was so pleasing, and it's very positive.
Two blokes in the bin. Did you have any thoughts on those pair of incidents?
Oh, gee.
Clearly you do. Can you say anything?
No, listen, I was at a function at the Brisbane Club the other day, and a really good supporter of the Reds was there, and she was talking about the referees. I said, listen, I'm going to have to be careful or I'll need you bankrolling me. So I'm not going to go down that path. Listen, we're happy with the win. We don't need to go down to that. It was unfortunate, and it's the way the game's going to be refereed with any contact to the head. So we've got to be smarter. We've got to take responsibility, in particular Kane's one.
Carmichael looked like he was clearly held back on the chasing after rubber. I think you saw that he talked to the referee. Slipped. Did he just not see it? Or?
Yeah, he obviously didn't see it. We moved on pretty quickly. It was, you get those calls in any game, ones that go for you and against you, and I think he did a pretty good job tonight, to be honest.
So can I get your take on Styles and spoken to you about how impressed he was with the defensive intensity during the trials? What was your take out there on how you guys defended?
We did a reasonable job. Couple of tries hurt us. Was it one try or two? Can't remember. But yeah, at times we weren't accurate at the tackle, and we weren't dominant and physical enough, and that's something we can easily rectify and work on for the next week.
Were you disappointed with Quaid's goal kicking? There was crucial moments there.
Oh, yeah, listen, I don't have to be disappointed because he'd be disappointed. The difference in those tight games is goal kicking. We were lucky tonight that we were able to score enough tries and scrape home with the win, and the goal kicking didn't come back and bite us.
George Smith, what do you reckon?
Oh, great start. He's only been here 2 weeks. We nursed him through his first week and a half just to freshen him up. It's a long Super Rugby season, so we've made some really tough decisions in terms of nearly compromising performance in round one with the bigger picture in mind. And, we only played one trial game. And so, yes, we could have played another trial game and maybe would have been a bit cleaner today. But I'm just happy with the decisions we've made, that we're thinking big picture, and it gives us something to aim for and get better with.
So 6-day turnaround now, over Perth. How do you guys that's quite a physical encounter and draining to watch from the box, so I'm sure it was pretty draining to be out there. How do you sort of recover from that and launch the next week?
Well, Slip's played. He can probably talk about it. I don't.
We have a couple of days off, and then.
Do you? Really? No, they don't. Boys, listen, you got to make sacrifices in sport to get better, and the boys will be down. If any of the Brisbane fans are around, we're going to be down at the South Bank beaches tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, doing a recovery session there, and it's a great place to be and nice environments. We'll recover tomorrow and get back into training on Sunday. And listen, the good thing is, mate, Force haven't played yet, have they? They're playing in 24 hours' time, and they're travelling back to Perth, so it's going to be a tough turnaround for both teams. Might have a few late questions.
I think you put a lot of faith in Adam Korchek coming into this game, and there's a big play to rush a fullback and get a position for scrum there. That's sort of what you saw in him.
Yeah, I mentioned to you a couple of times, I think, Jim, that the advantage of being a coach, or that you get every camera angle and you don't miss anything. And I analysed Adam Korshik's games to the nth degree, and to see the detail that he does off the ball is just amazing. And the dedication to stay in the game and never give up is what we want to build this team around. And he did that numerous times, Adam. It was really pleasing for him. I rubbed my head. It was, yeah. No, listen, it's a, the World Rugby are cracking down on that. Kane, it was silly. Probably deserved 10 minutes. Carmichael's, Brad Thorne was, big leaguey, tough leaguey, playing State of Origins out here. He wasn't quite sure about it. But listen, that's the reality of World Rugby. They're cracking down on high shots.
But did you feel it was a bit inconsistently applied? I mean, particularly same spot a few minutes earlier, Caretti gets headlocked over the sideline.
Yeah, listen, there was inconsistencies, but listen, you just got to overcome those things, don't you? In the past, I think I'm maturing a little bit. Slips as well that I would have come in here and been a bit upset about things, but listen, you got to overcome a lot of adversity in a lot of different areas, and a bit of inconsistency around the high tackles was probably there, but the boys just stuck at it and got on with the job.
Nick, the changes you made in pre-season this season, do you think you were better prepared going into round one this year than you were in round one last year?
Yeah, listen, we've moved on from last year, to be honest. We're really happy with the work we did through the pre-season and the physical work they did, the skill work they did, even though at times, was sloppy tonight. We've been really happy with the pre-season, and we wouldn't have won this game tonight without the going to the dark places that the boys did multiple times during pre-season and toughing it out.
New TMO sort of process
Mm.
thing. I mean, that looked a bit. The replay show could barely see the ball at all. You had to make a decision out there. What do you
I don't mind the new interpretation there around. I like to see the referee make a decision. One way or another, make a decision. Players got to make decisions all the time. So I think it's a good change. Whether the referees is it try, no try, yes or no. And then look for footage. So I was pretty happy with it tonight.
Any injuries you had to deal with?
Besides my heart rate going through the roof towards the last 10 minutes, no, I think we're pretty good. You get a few bumps and bruises, but with nothing too major at all. Which is Quaid, he got a twist on his knee. He just felt it tightening up a bit, but it was something that just no need to risk. I was really happy with Jake McIntyre's performance against the Rebels, and just wasn't worth risking the team to have Quaid out there limping around.
What did you make of Young Tuttle's performance?
Mick Byrne texted me and said masterstroke in terms of substitution. I'll show you the phone. He was having a joke, obviously, but he was another one. I thought, you talk about pressure and depth in the squad, and if you'd watched I know you all watched the Rebels game. I thought when Bobby came on in that second half last week, it really just lifted the pace of the game, and probably should have put him on 10 minutes earlier at least, I reckon. But when he came out, I thought obviously scored a try, first touch of the ball, and was really efficient around the ruck.
Is Isaac Rover rising up sort of the depth chart for locks?
Oh, definitely, mate. He listen. You don't make a decision to put in a rookie in round one against the Sharks if you don't have utter confidence in him. And you look at who he's kept out of the squad. The Caden Neville, he's 50, 60 Super Rugby games, so a lot of experience there. And then Luke Arntui, who I think is another fantastic second rower. And so he's earned his spot above those two guys. And to see him come on again and just be physical and play well was fantastic.
And the minutes between Steve Moore and Andrew Redding, do you think that you got that balance right between the two of them?
Yeah, I was happy with that. I think the 80 minutes, they'll play 80 minutes, obviously, between the two of them the whole year, and some weeks they'll play more or less, but I was really happy with Andrew's performance and Squeaky's leadership at the start of the game.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.